gentlemen, Dr. J.
Greetings. Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. J. Please make sure you click like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so each time that we upload a new video, you are notified. So again, I'm running behind. A lot of things are going on, a lot of things happening. So I want to apologize to my viewers. And if this is your first time watching me, please give me a like. Please subscribe, because as I go through life and I learn things, I share them because information is power. Today, I want to talk about advocating for yourself and your loved ones. Now, I am going to discuss a little bit about my situation in the last week. My parents are elderly, and of course, you know, as you get older, you need more help, you need more advocacy, and they're sharp. Don't believe me, they're sharp. But if we're blessed by the Most High to live to be elderly, because many of us are not, these are some things that you'll have to deal with. Your parents being elderly, and so my beautiful, sweet queen, my mother, had a situation which landed her in the hospital for a week. The irony of this is that just 2 months prior, she was given a great bill of health. I have an aunt, or had an aunt, who was given a great bill of health, and within a week or two, we lost her. The question was, what happened? Because this doctor said that she was in great condition, but that's not what happened. So I'm really concerned, and I'm talking about this because this is something that we need to address. Instead of addressing a lot of foolishness that's on social media, we need to start looking at some serious stuff. The advocacy that I did for my mother, in speaking with one of the doctors, he made very light of the fact that she had just gotten out of the hospital and just 2 months prior had a clean bill of health. And when my mother introduced me and said, you know, this is what she is, this is my daughter, Dr. Jamil Harrell Sims. They usually ask me, what kind of doctor are you? Because I'm not an MD, I'm a PhD, but don't get it twisted. PhDs we hold ours. We're the ones that teach everybody else to do what they do. So don't get it twisted. He didn't respond. He did nothing. It was like he wouldn't even look at me until I started asking some very serious and legitimate questions about what made him think that the lab work was okay, and what tests did he run, and did he ask her questions? Did he listen to her responses? And he was very irritated that I was asking the few questions that I asked. And then he said, well, we'll have to watch you more closely now. So let's do, you want you come in, or you want to do telehealth? And I said, I'll bring her. He didn't want that because of the questioning. And nothing's more irritating to some doctors who have an ego. For you to ask questions and for you to understand what he's saying and maybe not agree with what he's saying. Same thing with my father. I asked questions, but the doctor agreed. That's happened a couple of times where they nodded their head. Yeah, you're right. Let's go this way. So I want you to know that some doctors are really starting to look at holistic health in addition to their allopathic medicine. And there are still those who shun it. But what's interesting is the root of all pharmaceuticals is herbs. That's where they come from. So how do you speak against herbs and not speak against the synthetic drug when the root of the synthetic drug comes from the herb? So long story short, my mother is and has been all her adult life, a nurse, a damn good one. She knows what she's talking about. She knows when she's in trouble, and she knows how to advocate for herself. But because she's soft-spoken and she's older, a lot of doctors they want to tell you what they're going to do. They don't want to listen. So I found it to be very important that I have this conversation with my viewers, because oftentimes we have a doctor, the doctor tells us something and we go with it. I want you to understand that you have the right to a second opinion. I want you to understand that you have the right to change doctors if you don't feel like you're being served by your present primary care physician. I also want you to understand that no matter what specialist they send you to, it's always going to come back to your primary care physician. So your primary care physician is more important than any other doctor you're going to have, because that's the person that's like the quarterback on a football team. They're the ones that are going to make the final decision on if you're going to see this other person or not, or if they're going to fill out paperwork so that you can get help. It goes back to your primary care physician. I have a lot of respect for doctors. I thank God for doctors, but I'm going to be honest. In this healthcare system in the United States, we have the worst healthcare system, from what I'm understanding. We have the worst health. There are other countries where they have much better healthcare system. They eat better food. They have better health. What I'm going to say to you, no disrespect to medical doctors at all. I'm not. I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm a truth teller, and I'm going to tell the truth. The truth is there is a lot of bias. In every system in this country, there is bias. The healthcare system is biased. Just being young and vibrant, you get more going on for you than when you're old. But I find it funny that if you're blessed to get old, remember, those of you who want to disrespect and not listen to our elders when they're telling you something is wrong, or they're tired, or something doesn't feel right, just remember, if the Most High see fit, you're going to be in their shoes one day. Don't you want someone to listen and advocate for you? And if you don't have to be an elder for my message to reach you. I don't care how old you are. If you're in pain, you stand on your square and you tell them I'm in pain, and you don't let them tell you how you feel. You tell them how you feel. It's your body. You tell them how you feel. If you don't like what they're saying, you have choices. You have rights. Just like you have the right to want to do things naturally, just understand, and natural is natural, but holistic is something totally different. Understand that when you go holistic, when you go natural, don't expect things to happen overnight like they do with those pharmaceuticals, because there's things in there to make it work faster. But if you want to be as pure as you can with your body, that's when you consult an herbalist. There's a lot of herbalists, and we all have different amounts of knowledge, and no herbalist knows it all. There's not a herbalist breathing that knows it all. Even Dr. Sebi didn't know it all. Dr. Laila Africa didn't know it all. Dr. Queen Afua doesn't know it all. Nobody knows it all, because there's so much more to learn. No doctor knows it all, because every day more research is coming out about a certain thing or a certain drug or a certain ailment. It's a constant learning and a constant guessing and a constant trying this, and if that doesn't work, try this, and if that doesn't work, try this. But the root of all of that is nobody can try anything to see if it's going to help you unless you open your mouth and tell us. A closed mouth does not get fed. Remember that. A closed mouth does not get fed. So advocate for yourself. And if you feel like the doctor's not listening because he only has 7 minutes to be with you, then you need to know what you're going to say when you walk in there. Have a list of questions to ask that doctor. So when you because it's intimidating. Doctor walks in, you're intimidated. You can't remember what to ask. By the time you remember, your appointment's over. Write them down and ask these questions and write down the answers. Ask your doctor to show you your labs. My doctor shows me. He doesn't just tell me, oh, this is this and this is that. He'll show me, listen, see this? This means this, and this means this, and this means that. And because I understand now, because of training and I'm still learning, I know what my A1C is supposed to look like. I know when there's danger and when there's not. I know what, certain markers mean. I know, I have an idea of my own. So when my doctor tells me, you've got these markers, I either can say, no, you're just trying to put me on something because I'm not at that point, or I can say, I do need to take what he is subscribing or prescribing. Or I can say, I know you want to put me on this. I see what you're saying and I respect you for that. But before you put me on this, let me try what I know. Give me 3 months, test me in 3 months, and let me know if what I'm doing for myself is working. And if you see that it moves backwards, let me just stay on that. You have to be able to have that conversation. I know this is a long one, but this was really important to me because I could have lost the most precious woman on the planet to me. I could have lost her. I could lose myself. People drop every day. So what I'm asking you to do is have the conversation. Find out who your doctor is. Don't just pick a doctor. Do some research. Find out what that person's bedside manner is. Find out that person's education. Find out, whatever you can about that person. Interview your doctor. Don't just, okay, you're my doctor. Interview them. If you got a feeling in your gut and your spirit that this is not the one, find another one. You have to advocate for you. You are the only one that lives in your body. You're the only one. I'm just keeping it real. Let me know what you think in the comments. May the Most High bless you, keep you, stay healthy, stay safe. Shalom.